I want to tell you a story of what I would call an Amazon FBA train wreck. Unfortunately, I've seen a few of these in my time. It's not pretty, and I hate watching them, but it's better to talk about failures and to learn from them than just sweep them under the rug. I believe in reality, so I'm going to tell you just a prototypical example of a failed Amazon FBA business, and then I'll give you an alternative business model that you could try if you either don't want to put a lot of money down or you just want to get your feet wet with Amazon FBA, that I think is probably a better option in some cases. I'll give you the pros, the cons. I have no dog in this fight, right? Amazon FBA can work great. Don't think that it can't, but just you have to get the product right, right? And if you get the product wrong, nothing else matters. But I'll explain. Let's get into it. This obviously couldn't be a short form video. I tried to make it a short form video. There was just too much to unpack here. So the story. Let me tell you a story. Okay. A seller has an e-commerce dream, right? They've heard about selling on Amazon. They know that Amazon has millions of buyers built in. This is correct. And that if you pick the right product and you list it on Amazon, it's like putting your net into a river full of just, where it's just all salmon all the time. It's more salmon than water, this river, right? If played properly. This is all true, right? So the allure is there. But they pick a product that's pretty generic, right? Like an ab wheel or a yoga mat or a yoga block or protein powder without differentiation or something like that. There's not much differentiating it. They think there is, but there isn't. And then they list the product on Amazon after spending, $2,000 to $5,000, maybe $10,000 in inventory, right? This was the main mistake, right? Undifferentiated product, thousands in inventory. You're starting to see where this is trouble. So there's an issue, right? It's sort of a built-in issue, but they do go through the motions, right? They brand the product. It's a private label product. They ship the product to an Amazon FBA warehouse. It's a private label product, so it's their own brand. There's no one else selling this brand. So check. The 300 units get to Amazon FBA, and then nothing, right? There's crickets, because it wasn't as differentiated as they thought, or as interesting as they thought as a product. So, and ironically, and this is why a lot of sellers fail, is that you are forced to make the most important decision, which is the product selection, at the beginning, when you have the least amount of experience. It gets easier as you go, right? But if it's your first time around, you're forced to make the most important decision that you can when you're the least experienced, right? Which is just inherent problem with the model, right? So I want to give you an alternative that also works really well, and I've seen this done. My credentials, I guess, for giving you this info is that I spend about $12 million a year on Amazon ads across hundreds of different accounts. So we're a business-to-business service that runs Amazon ads for other companies, right? That's what we do. And so I've had the pleasure of seeing hundreds of different models in play, and I've seen this model work, but people don't really talk about it, so we're going to talk about it. The model is this: either custom stuff or made-to-order stuff done through Amazon FBM. So I'll unpack that a little bit. FBA, as you know, right? Send products in bulk to an Amazon warehouse, and Amazon does the fulfillment to those end customers whenever those are sold, right? FBA, by contrast, right, is where you fulfill the orders to the end customers yourself. The product is still listed on Amazon, of course, as normal, right? But when you get an order, you, the merchant, the seller, are responsible for directly fulfilling that order. So that's fine. And that's its own model, right? So I'll give you some examples of how this is different from the ab wheel or the yoga mat example with thousands down in inventory, right? I found this example, actually, I was just looking around. This is a women's t-shirt for women born in 1962 in a sort of country font style, right? Are you going to spend $1,000 to print a bunch of these t-shirts in small, medium, large sizes before they sell? No, absolutely not, right? What you're going to do in this model is you're going to list it like that, right? You're going to list a small, a medium, a large, a gray, a black, a white, a 1961, a 1960. I don't know how far back you want to go, but you get the point, right? So you're going to have off the bat from day one, 50, 100 different listings, for example, right? And then when something sells, when it sells, and not until then, will you make the product. You'll find your local t-shirt printing place, or you'll have a friend who has a t-shirt screen printer, or whatever else. It doesn't have to be t-shirts either. You could do this with custom buttons, custom bumper stickers. Sell them in large enough packs where you can have a high enough sales volume or a cart value to justify even doing it, right? You probably want to be priced, you want your items to be priced at least $20, not less than that, I would say. So after Amazon fees and advertising, it's not worth it to do anything less than $20. So, and that's the model effectively, right? It's simple, but this gives you a chance to get your feet wet, not put thousands down in inventory, and also you're getting data, right? If you find that for whatever reason, the women's 1962 in gray with country font t-shirts are just selling out of control, you could then invest in some inventory with the profit that you made from all of those FBM orders, and then you could ship it into FBA, right? But you already have the data on its gray, its medium, its 1962, and now I feel comfortable putting in some cash into inventory, right? But sometimes just off the bat, people put way too much money in inventory for no reason because they have so much faith. But just because they believe in the product doesn't make it true. You need market data to substantiate that. You can tell how I feel about this. So that's the model in a nutshell, effectively. I hope this helps. It's something to think about, right? And as a sort of parting words, if you look on like swag.com or Vistaprint, one of those sites that does customizable products, you'll get 1,000 ideas for various things that you could customize, and then just list it. Honestly, just list it. Right? I'm a big fan of, a book to check out too is The Lean Startup, and they talk a lot about starting small, launching modestly, getting your initial sales and traction, and then snowballing it from there. Instead. And again, simply because you invested in inventory doesn't mean it's going to sell. The market will tell you if it will sell, and sometimes on Amazon it just doesn't. There's no salmon in that river, right? Sometimes there is, and it works, right? But sometimes not. So that's the model, right? And that's my explanation of said model. If you are selling on Amazon and you want to increase your sales and stop wasting so much stupid money on ad spend, I will leave a link below to chat with us, because this is all we do all day. Nonstop, right, for years, right? So at the very least, we can give you a customized action plan for your business so that you can apply it internally as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.